What are we talking about today? Confessions?
Confessions.
These are my confessions.
Momfessions.
What's up, y'all? It's Ashley.
I'm Fee.
It's Melanie.
And Cody here, and you've tapped into
The Mama's Den.
Welcome back, mamas. Okay, y'all. So listen, we got some stuff to talk about today. Some things to get off of our chest, right? But before we do, let's introduce ourselves to our newest listeners. I'm Cody. I am a mama of 3 boys, an 8-year-old and 2 6-year-olds.
Are they twins?
They're twins.
Cody.
Wait, why did I told somebody the other day, or somebody like tried to make a joke about them being like project twins, and there were folks that didn't know what that meant.
What does that mean?
I don't know what a project twin is either.
I instantly went to projects and twins.
Oh.
Project twins are like 2 kids born around the same time, but because they don't have the same.
Is it like
one-
Irish twins?
No,
Or no?
Irish twins, same parents, but the kids are like a year apart, like Ashley's. But project twins are like the dad has 2 that were
Oh,
born at the
we have a gang of those.
yeah.
Yeah, my dad has like 4 of those.
I was just
Sorry,
surprised
Dad.
people didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know that.
When you say 4. Okay.
Like, my dad has 8 kids in total, but for my mom, he has 3.
Don't think I knew this.
Didn't know that either.
And he has, there's like a whole bunch of them.
Your dad has
we
8
all didn't
kids?
grow up together. Yeah, we all didn't grow up together.
Maybe we did.
Are any of them your age?
Yeah, we're project twins. There's like 3 of it. 2 of them are my age, and 1 is my brother's age. So there's
Do y'all all live in the same area?
No, everybody's like super spread out. Wow. Yeah. I'm Felicia. I have 2 kids, a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old.
I'm Ashley, and I have 4 children, a 16-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
8 and 7 would be Irish twins.
Hey, I'm Melanie. I have 2 kids, 9 and 3.
Damn. For starting over. Today's episode, we did Momfessions last year. And I think, Ashley, you weren't there.
No.
But, it's when we spilled our tea. The things that were heavy on our minds. The things that, we thought we weren't going to judge before we became parents. Or that we judged before we became parents. And now we're like, oh, I see why that happens.
I don't remember.
Really? It was
I really
popular.
don't
Girl,
remember.
I remember because you were talking about how your kids try to eat your food. And you were like, I'm not trying to share my favorite snack with y'all little gremlins. You didn't say gremlins.
And we've grown out of that too. So I'm like, I said that?
You share your snacks with them now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
that's
we like
cute.
all the same stuff, and it's like kind of cute.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
Because
Okay.
then we'll be
I'm
like,
like,
you
this
and
is
I have the
mine.
same taste buds, right?
Oh.
Not the
Yeah, he's
taste
like,
buds.
we're the same, right? But that's how he gets his snacks.
Oh.
Anyways, I don't want to get too sidetracked.
I like this manipulation. That's cute.
Girl.
Yeah, that's what they're good for. Okay.
Yeah.
I would also like to acknowledge that she said, oh my gosh, we've outgrown that, which is hilarious because last year, I would just like to reiterate that motherhood is an in-the-moment feeling. Okay? So what I say today might not be what I say next year.
That's fair.
The end.
Or next month.
Or next month.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
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 So yeah, wait, last time we did this, Ashley was not there.
Yeah, we said that already.
So we're really looking forward to
Ashley doesn't
said
like.
that?
Ashley
You didn't
doesn't
say it
Ashley-
on camera,
Ashley
girl.
doesn't
You
like you shining a light on her imperfect attendance.
right.
No, I missed one day. That's it. Well, wait. Okay, I think this is good. Since the 3 of you did it last year, is there one thing that you already said yours? You're no longer not sharing your
I
snacks.
can think of a new one, though.
remember.
Okay,
I have a
no,
new
I
thing.
was gonna
remember
say,
what
is
I
there
said
one
last
thing
year.
that you were
I don't
like
either, but I know you have a
headstrong on
story.
last? Okay,
I have a
whenever y'all are ready. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's got a story.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna
No,
say.
you supposed to go first.
Well, I don't-
because you weren't here last time.
No, I was gonna ask y'all what has changed. Like, if there was one thing that you were like, now, because she says she likes to share her snacks, but last year she didn't.
I don't remember what I said last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Which
Okay,
is
so
why
what
she was
about
gonna
you, Ashley?
tell a story.
No, I don't have one. Go ahead, Mel.
You don't have nothing?
Not right now.
Something will inspire
Melanie
me.
got a story.
I got a story. Last year, I think, I don't know if it was this episode, but in an episode, I shared the tough love story about throwing all of Cameron's toys into a garbage bag.
bags.
Yeah.
Happened.
So this year's tough love moment was in regards to his bathroom. I'm raising a young man. I would like to believe I'm raising a hygienic, respectful, mindful, responsible young man. And I don't know where this narrative comes from that boys are allowed to just get away with being nasty.
They're not allowed.
Like, it's okay.
Girls are nasty too.
Yeah, but like,
FYI.
I don't think anybody should be nasty.
I agree.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
So I just think, but like for some reason, boys, they just pee
yeah.
all over. Nope. We're not. You can see that you peed on the toilet seat. You can see where that toilet paper is to wipe that thing up. So I have been noticing that my son, only in his bedroom, he is blessed and fortunate enough to have his own bathroom because he was the only child for a very long time. And so he got all the rooms with the perks. And so he has a bathroom in his room, and there's an acceptable level of mess that I will accept. You know, a little bit of toothpaste on the on the sink. We're going to wipe it up, whatever, blah, blah. But he has this bad habit of not flushing his toilet. And I am not okay with that. So I have pointed it out to him like, hey, you know, even if you wake up in the middle of the night, you have to flush the toilet. I think it's a noise thing for him. I think because it's quiet, he doesn't want to flush the toilet and it's loud. So I've been telling him, no, you have to flush the toilet because it creates bacteria. It creates a smell. You can't do that. So I told him last week before I was out of town, I said, if I find that your toilet has not been flushed one more time, you are going to lose the privileges of your bathroom. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, you will not be allowed to lose your toilet anymore. And I was like, we can reconfigure this whole house. You can go into a room without a bathroom if you're showing me that you can't be responsible for a bathroom. No, mommy, no, mommy. I'm like, okay, cool. So the other night, everything was all good. I went into the room, reading story, and I'm like, let me just go check that toilet real quick. Sure enough, didn't flush. I immediately, no, mom. He tried to get in the way.
Oh, from you going into the bathroom?
Oh, absolutely. He tried to stop me. He tried to get in the way. I was like, So as soon as I went in there, saw the toilet was flushed, the first thing I did was go and get painter's tape. I went and got the painter's tape. I made him clean the toilet, flush the toilet, and I taped his toilet shut.
Well, you got painter's tape ready on standby.
Always. You got tape everywhere all over the house. And he was so upset. And I felt, again, when I did the garbage bag thing, y'all remember I went and cried.
Yeah.
I could have cried again because he had just come home with 2 straight A's. He was doing
you're
so
such a
good.
mean mom.
I am. And I am. When I need to be. And I was so hurt to have to do it, but he was so mad. Like, he was so, if he had the audacity to try to slam a door in that house, he would have. He was so mad. But I just kept my cool. I didn't like yell or berate at him. I was like, I told you what it was going to be. I'm standing firm on my business. I told you what it was going to be. He was so upset, so mad. So I was like, I don't deserve that energy. I don't deserve that type of attitude. I said, you knew what it was. I was like, I am standing on my word. You did not stand on yours. You're going to have to take that up with yourself. This is my house. I clean these. I pay for this house to be cleaned. You are not respecting my efforts. So until I feel like you can understand what it is, and until you're going to have to walk 25 feet to go to the other bathroom on the other side of the house now in the middle of the night, and I don't care what it is, you're going to understand the convenience and the luxury it is to have a bathroom in your room. And you're going to understand that that comes with a responsibility. And he just kind of looked at me and was like, true.
Oh, wow.
After being upset. And so I told him, I was like, I love you. I think you're amazing. None of that will ever change. But I need you to understand what it is. So it's now been 3 days. This morning when we were leaving, he brought up the toilet again. And he goes, you just want me to be perfect.
Oh.
And I looked at him and I was like, are you just saying that or do you believe that? And he paused and he looked at me and he goes, I'm just saying it. And I was like, you are perfect to me, even in your flaws. Aww. And I was like, this is not about you being perfect. Nobody is perfect. I said, what it is about is you doing what you know you're supposed to do. And I was like, and respecting what I ask of you to do. I was like, it is my job to make sure that I teach you things along the way that will be to your benefit in this life, Cameron. I said, one day you are going to grow up. You may have a wife. You may have a partner. You may have a home. You're going to understand the value of taking care of your things because you are learning this lesson right now. And I was like, and I bet you will think twice about not flushing that toilet when I give you your toilet back. And he was like, yes, mom. Like, he understood it because I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be firm on what I say. I said that I told him in advance, the next time I've given you the warning. And then I found out that while I was gone, he didn't flush the toilet again. Oh. His auntie caught him and she's like, you know what your mom said. Lord. So when I found that out, I was like, oh, you're really not taking it seriously.
Yeah. Well, this is before you taped the toilet?
This was before I taped the toilet.
Okay.
Because my sister-in-law's with us and she was like, I told him while you were gone because I told him, you know what your mom said, like, come on. And he still did it. So it's to me, my mom always said this is those who don't hear must feel. And so if you don't hear me, I need you to feel me.
Yeah.
I need you to feel me. Now, mind you, she also used to use that when she was giving us ass whoopings. But but we not doing that. We're not doing that.
Child,
but
that feel hit different.
the feel hit differently. But I recognize that he feels it in a different way.
Yeah.
So my Momfession today is I'm okay with being tough love. Like I'm okay with hurting my own feelings a little bit to be tough love in a respectful way, because obviously I don't want to bully my children. I don't want my children to feel unsafe, like they can't talk to me or share things with me. That's not what this is. This is a matter of setting boundaries with my child and understanding that he always knows if I say something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I need you to know that I will give you all the grace in the world. But when I hit a limit and I say, hey, we're gonna have to have a real understanding of respect. And so that's my Momfession. That's my story. That's all I got.
You ate that.
Was that short enough, Fee? Was it long?
No, it was good. We
Okay.
still have time, Hannah.
It's crazy.
The worst part about that because the kids will do that, specifically Zen, same thing.
Yeah.
And I'll just so we have a downstairs bathroom and they'll be with their dad already. It's already like day 4. And I'm like, what is that smell? And the pee will be in there for days. And so I'm like, I feel you. I'm about to put painter's tape for sure.
There's
I
been
was
so many
like,
times that I flushed it too. Like if he goes to school and I'm like, this kid forgot
Yeah,
to
you're
flush
not
it.
gonna leave it in there.
But I
oh
just
my
hit a limit.
gosh. Oh my God. Because I'll be like, why does my house smell like that? Because I'm going upstairs in my room. But the downstairs one is by the playroom in the front. And I'm like, and I always know it's in because there's no toilet paper in there. Why did you do it? I'm like, yes, you did.
A little shake.
The other day he did something and I was like, come here. I made him clean it.
Yes.
I made him clean it.
You have
and
to.
I told him, I said, do you see when it starts to turn this color? I'm like, that is disgusting. I'm like, it's nasty. And do you smell that? Yes, Mom. I said, let's go get the cleanest stuff. He was like, this is fun. I'm like, yeah. it's fun.
Lord.
Kids always want to do some
for the rest of your life.
smart ass shit.
Right. But
Yeah,
but
but
it
no.
really is that. It's like, I think sometimes, especially, and we talked about this, I don't know if it's like that with our firstborns.
Yeah.
We want to like cater to them and make life easy for them. And like I had to realize it's like, no, I'm going to do a disservice if I do that.
Girl.
So I need to I need to hold you accountable. I can't just keep flushing the toilet or picking up the thing and putting it away. Like you at some point have to have some accountability. And I think that that's really, really important. With my son, especially, like I want him to grow up in this world and I want somebody's mama and somebody's daughter and somebody's friend to be like, Cameron, he's got his shit together.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you even just go over for a play date. Like, what you
Girl.
mean you didn't flush the toilet? It's like little things. Peace. So me and my brother growing up, I was just talking to Peace about this morning. So the kids do their own laundry. They're like very responsible.
that.
But it's some stuff it's like, can you see the project all the way through? So she did her laundry, she folded the laundry, and then she just left it on the ground. And I'm like, so I put it inside the basket and I said, but you have to be the one to carry it up the stairs. It's not too heavy. It's just Peace knows that I'm gonna do it. And then Zen, so that's one example. The other example, Zen needed to wash his hands, but it's like there is a way for you to get that soap, whether it's a stool, whether it's you jumping up on a counter. I was like, I can help you, but I'm not gonna help you. I need you to figure it out for a second. Because I do feel like because me and my brother had to do so much on our own that it's like, oh, let me do it for them. And I'm like, no. So literally this morning, that's what happened. And I said, I'm not doing it for you, my girl. I said, figure it out. You need soap, jump up on the counter. I said, y'all not jumping on counters. I stayed jumping on counters.
Right,
What?
to like figure it out on your own.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, if there's not an adult, what you gonna do? Starve?
Yeah,
What you gonna
girl.
do? Not wash your hands? Like,
No, that's real. I think I'm like you where I had to do so much on my own that I found myself wanting to do everything for my kids. But then now, but it's interesting that I was thinking about when you were talking about what happens too that I noticed because I had the opportunity of having an only child for 7 years. You are a little more involved in making sure that their hygiene, that they're brushing their teeth correctly. You're kind of like there all the time.
sure.
They are still really young. Well, specifically like our children, like that 7 to 11 area is like, that's still like kind of young for them to be remembering to like, not to say that they can't remember to flush the toilet, but like that's very normal behavior of like, the fact that she's doing all her laundry, and she forgot that last step is like, girl, most children aren't doing their laundry. You know what I mean? So it's like they show these moments where they're very advanced in certain areas. And I think we often get surprised by them doing things that are actually very age appropriate. But I also realize myself, by having multiple children, what happens is once you have that second child or that third child or that fourth child, you kind of expect the oldest child to be more mature than they're actually ready for. And so I've been trying to really like reel that in, because I noticed, like, even like Asia the other day, and the fact that I don't know, she was like, she takes so much toilet paper and she clogged the toilet. And I was so surprised, because I was like, why would you, like, obviously the first two never did that. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you use that much toilet paper? But also, I was probably monitoring Amira going to the restroom a lot more often. Yeah. But by the time you get to that third kid, you're just like, you could go wipe yourself, you could go to the bathroom. But those little things that little kids do when they get like lost in space, and they like, I found myself getting very frustrated with her for doing things that are normal. But also I'm like, well, my other children didn't do this, but I also was there. Like, even brushing your teeth, you know what I mean? I'm like, that was too quick. But I would stand in the bathroom with Amira when she brushed her teeth. So all of the skills that she has now that she's 16 is because I was like there, like every single moment, making sure she did everything properly. Then the last three, it's more like, go brush your teeth. I'm not in there making sure they're getting flossing, getting it. So for me as a mom, I think my Momfession is more so me starting to be a little more attentive in those things, and realizing that those children still need me to stand there and make sure they're brushing their teeth properly. Make sure it's not their fault that they have other siblings and that I'm tired or that I don't feel like getting up and watching 3 people do that. But that's actually my job as their mother, to make sure that they're doing these things properly, and they're not really old enough to know to always do things in the most hygienic way. Right. They're kids.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why you have to
get them
show
on
them.
there. Yeah.
Teach them.
But every day, that's what I want to tell y'all. That's what I learned with Amira. It wasn't until she hit like 15, 16. I swear to God, until she was that age, I was still like, did you shower today? Did you put deodorant on today? Every single day.
But
and I'm like,
you shouldn't have to do that every single day till they're 15.
I mean, yes, but some children, listen,
I'm not saying it's not a wonderful thing to be able to do.
I don't know what is happening in the memory bank of children, but like, it's weird. Like I said, you have a kid who does things perfectly in one area, and then there's another area where you're finding yourself having to say the same thing every single day. It's just not processing in their brain.
Girl.
Do you know what I mean?
People say that boys, I don't know about girls, or maybe it's both, but that kids like start to think about hygiene when they're thinking about like crushes and dating
stuff. Yeah.
Until another child tells them. I always tell them, I'm like, okay, let one of them little kids tell you your breast stink. You'll never forget.
I literally every day, Cameron, did you brush your teeth, wash your face, deodorant, did you do? I was like, okay, go. Don't. When you go to school and you start stinking, and
that's
somebody
on you.
You're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah,
that's what they learn.
Is what it is. Listen, my mom. I never used to like to lotion my skin as a kid because it was just a waste of time.
Girl,
you wouldn't have been able to run.
Okay, Asia.
My children are dry AF.
Listen, I did
by
not
choice.
want to. And
Their
my
choice.
mother came to me one day and she said, "Did you lotion your skin?" And I said, "No, mommy." And she said, "Fine." She says, "You think any man gonna want you with alligator skin?" From that day on, lather me up
Not
in
you
cocoa
motivated by
butter
that future
and Nivea
mints.
and once. No, she told me, "You think any man is gonna want you with alligator skin?" Which is crazy to tell your daughter, because like I would never put the weight of a man next to my daughter to be like, "This is why you should do it." But it worked. Because I was definitely a little certified lover girl, and I definitely wanted all the boys to love me. And I was like, I'm not going to be ashy.
That would not have worked with me as a kid. My mom would tell me that. I'd be like, them boys. I was not motivated by the interest of others. Like that, it was more so like I had really bad eczema, and my legs would be bleeding and itching. But that's Asia. She don't care. She has really bad eczema. And I'm like, bro. And did you put lotion on? And she, no.
See, I don't want people clowning me. I don't want. Look, I grew up in Stockton. Them kids will clown you. What if there's no lotion? I'm pulling out the chapstick and it's going on the ankle.
I'm literally waiting for someone to clown my children.
Oh yeah,
I try my best every day. They are so ashy and refuse to put on lotion. I remember one time, and I can say this. I remember one time like seeing them after the shower, like putting on clothes from behind, and I saw the ashiest booty.
Gray.
And they, gray. I took a picture to show.
He didn't care.
And I was like, bruh.
He's like, what? I don't see anything wrong.
Gray.
I
was so funny.
me. That's also hard water, California. The hot water is hard and the
no.
air is dry.
Yeah, I'm not playing with that. I tell, because Zen is the main one, and I'm like, did you put lotion on your face? Did you put lotion on your legs? And it's always, no, I didn't do it. And I told him, I'm like, you are my child. I'm not letting you walk out this house looking ashy like that.
But also,
and you didn't
Why,
brush your-
Mom?
you
It's
didn't do
my
nothing.
body.
The craziest thing is
That's
that
what
it's
I
not
get.
like these kids didn't grow up getting lotioned up. Like, my kids get lotioned up twice a day. So as soon as you got some autonomy, you were just like, yeah, done with that.
No,
for real.
They want to
Yeah.
do it.
Like,
For
none
real.
of this,
you
none
were
of this stuck.
you were making them do it, and now they're like, see the autonomy. That's why I feel like they were getting autonomy too early. Like, no, you still need to be lotion because y'all little. I keep deodorant in the car. I keep a giant bottle of lotion in the car. I don't play them games.
What?
Baby wipes in the car.
It's oil in the car. Vitamin
Girl,
E.
yes.
Slap this on your
Yes.
face.
Yep. I
Put this on your
definitely-
legs.
All of that.
Sunscreen.
I'm not playing.
Me neither, because I'm the same as you. I'm like, you ain't about to embarrass me.
You're not about to embarrass me.
I don't care what you want to look like. That's a mirror. She's like, why does it matter what I look like when I walk out? Because you're my child.
Girl, but
That's
don't
my
you
body. What's
feel-
my home?
I'll be honest. I feel like with 3 of them, I just can't do it. I'm
Yes, you
like,
can. Make them
I
do
don't
it.
have the energy.
See, that's what it is.
Train
I
them to
don't
do
have
it.
the energy.
You're outnumbered.
Yeah,
They're
Really,
winning.
I
Make
don't
them
know.
help each other. You guys put on lotion on each other.
Put it-
Girl,
keep
and they'll
looking.
be like, it's our body. I didn't want to.
No, it's
I said,
I hate it so much.
no, but that's what happens. That's what I've been trying to tell people with multiple children. The parent, no shade to you because it's me too. We get lazy. And we just
sure.
are like,
You're
What is
outnumbered.
more than lazy,
tired.
bro? It
We
is
are
out
tired.
lotioning
Lazy.
5 bodies,
Exhausted.
okay, 4, but lotioning my own body and then all
Girl.
3. That, who has time?
No, it's like I have
make
enough
the
for
time. You made them
me.
babies, make the time.
Oh my goodness.
You see, I be training. I'm telling you, I be raising my kids like we in Japan. I am
Good.
not playing.
Yes.
Go to the store and go get me some milk.
Oh wait, speaking
No
of that,
games.
I sent Azara on her first mission.
Oh, my.
She was so excited. So we went to this place that I love. It's called the oh my god, I love it. And I can't remember the name.
Is it a museum?
like a food
Is
place?
It a
It's a food
restaurant?
place and it's in
Okay.
Anaheim.
Loki?
It's called the no. It's not a. Why do I keep wanting to say factory? Oh my god, the Anaheim Packing House. You guys should go. It's so cute. And so it's like this old, obviously, packing house that they remodeled, and it's all these different restaurants that are inside of it. So you can get like they have Asian food and Indian food, and it's so cute, and the vibe is cute. And on the weekends they have bands playing. That's our spot. We used
They
to go
have
all the
those in
time.
DC too.
Yes, and it's so cute. So it's called the Anaheim Packing House. Go and have a cute little family day. So we went, and so there's a downstairs area that has food options, and that's where the tables are to sit. So she was like, Amira went and got boba, and at the boba station there were like these little pins, and she wanted one. It's upstairs. I cannot see her if she goes up there. So she was like, Mom, she put out her little wallet. She was like, I really want to go get one of those pins, but we're all sitting down with our food, and I can't leave the baby. My mom went somewhere. I was like, well, where's Amira? She was like, well, she's up there, but she's like waiting on her boba. So I knew that Amira was going to be at the same location, but also this involved me letting my child walk up a long set of stairs and turn a corner, and I
you can't
could not
see,
see her.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, take Asia with you. And I was like, how much are the pins? She's like, they're $2. I want to get 2 of them. So we talked about her money and making sure she gets her proper change and receipt. And I was like, okay. I was like, take your sister with you. Don't leave each other. Go straight to the boba place and come back. I was like, don't look for Amira. If she's not at the boba place, don't try to find her. It doesn't matter.
Just
Get your
do-
do
go on your mission.
and come back.
Yep.
So she went and she came back and she was like, Mom, I'm so proud of myself.
It's so cute.
Yeah, she was like, I was so nervous, but I did it. I'm so, like, for her to say I'm so proud of myself. She was like, I counted
cute.
my change. I looked at my receipt to make sure they gave me the right money
I
back.
said, thank you.
Yeah,
She's so cute.
I was like, oh my god, and it just was really sweet to be like. But that, like, for me, was a big deal because I would never in a million years let my children do something like that.
For sure.
I'm definitely such a different parent. Like with the other kids, I'm a little more lenient and a little more trusting of them and their abilities. But Chia watched this documentary about the children in Asia that they go on a trip when they're 5.
They
The
be
show?
on
It's
they
like
be
a show,
outside.
right?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
show is so good.
Good it is,
And I'm
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, and they really just, so they like fall or
But
something.
it's also community. Like
It's so
everyone in the
everybody
community
knows.
so they're
Yeah.
looking out for the kids. Whereas here, people steal your children. So.
It makes me feel like, because that's how I raise the kids. I mean, first of all, it's just me. So it's like I can't be both places.
Yeah.
But my thing is they always have to go in a buddy system. But then even if we go, let's say we go to In-N-Out Burger and I literally don't have to say anything at all. The kids will do it. Okay, Mom, what do you want? Okay, Mom, now give them the money. But they're so just independent in that way. Because my thing is like, I can't do it all. And I can't burn myself out. So it's like, y'all gonna have to figure it out and do it and training them to do it. But I love when they walk into a store or something and they're not afraid to like have a conversation with an adult, you know? Yeah. And I'll overhear them and they'll use their manners. There's sometimes where you kind of have to like there's this specific place that we go to by my house, and one of the guys, when Peace ordered, he didn't listen. She's talking directly to him, didn't listen to her and talk to me. And I had to be like, she's talking to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are you talking to me? She's talking to you. So also teaching her the importance of like commanding an adult's attention as well, not being afraid of that. I feel like that's super important.
Yeah.
Like
that'll carry, because there's a lot of adults who don't know how to speak to people directly.
For real.
And it's like, hello, I always make my kids order their own food when we go to a restaurant. I'm like, what do you want? Tell them.
Girl, what? I'm like, don't ask me, ask them.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Every time.
You know how to talk? They're like, Mom, I want some fries. Well, then tell the waiter you would like some fries. You got a mouth?
Who child? Okay.
What's the
kids,
space you're making?
So wait, I have a quick question. Does you guys have any petty moments with your kids?
I'm petty every day.
Like what? Like,
me and Chia are super petty. Like, just like little things. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to do something and they're like, well, Chia's the pettiest parent of all. He just says no to everything just to be petty and childish. Like, can I have a banana? No. Like, nigga, give him a banana. Like, what is your problem? He feels like they need to earn every single thing, a drink of water. So he's like, do a math problem.
I'm thirsty.
Like, yeah, but me, I'm more so like, it's just like playful, petty stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I just like to play with my kids and like joke with them because I want them to have a personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do like tease them in a fun way.
Yeah.
It's just fun to like get jokes off. Now they're starting to get their little jokes off and like say little things at tables. Yeah, what do you be doing?
I'm like, Mel.
No,
I was gonna say, Mel, what you do?
No, I be trying to troll Cameron, but he trolls me back now.
Good.
Yeah, he be trolling me back too, and I like it. I actually like it because I told you, like he's always so sweet, and so when he like says certain things, it just cracks me up. The other day, I can't remember what he said at me. I can't remember, but it was just funny. But yeah, like I think that playful, like, being a little petty, like for example, like, like even though I'm teaching him this lesson about his toilet, I'll be like, hey, make sure you don't trip when you walk to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And he'll look at me and be like,
yes,
that's
but funny.
But it's funny to me because I also want him to know, like, it's all good, bro.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Like, it don't have to be that deep.
It's not that deep. I'm not upset with you. I'm this, you know what I mean? But it's just like, we're going to laugh about it one day. But you're going to laugh about it too. But he really hasn't said anything since. He's just kind of going with it. And I'm going to give him
right.
back
That's why I'm like, they be trolling me.
No, my kids like, once I said something to Asia or something like about combing her hair or something, I was like, you need to comb your hair. So, and I look messed up. She's like, oh, how yours looked the other day? I was like,
well, okay then.
Snatch you by the edges.
I said, and it did.
Oh my goodness.
We in a new day.
Oh, do we have a listener letter?
We have a listener letter.
Listener letter.
Come on, Cody Lynn.
It's a long one. Okay, I'll read the listener letter.
You do that.
So, hi, ladies.
Hi.
I just want to start by saying that I love your podcast so much. I discovered it when I needed it the most. I was 2 months postpartum and going through it. Thank you so much for sharing so much insight on motherhood and womanhood. My partner and I have a 2-year-old and have been together for 10 years, married for the last 5. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and although I want to love being at home with my child, I still feel like I can't accept it just yet. I can't fully accept it just yet. My partner supports my decision, so I know if I want to go back to work, he would be on board as well. At the end of the day, he just wants me to be happy with whatever I decide to do. I'm just really hard on myself. I do like being a creative and I love making content, but I find myself struggling to find the right time to do chores, spend time with my son, and make content. I don't want to go back to 9 to 5. I feel like I'm more of a creative person and the structure was very tough for me. I did it for 15 years and wasn't happy. I guess my question
Girl.
is...
Girl, I'm like, girl, you lost
What
me
is
on the
the
third
question?
sentence.
We need the context. I guess my question is, do you ladies have any tips when juggling doing for the family and still feeding the individual in you? What advice do you have for someone who wants to love being a mom but still wants to focus on what truly makes me happy? Can I have it all? It's just been a big adjustment, and I feel like I can't ask others around me for insight because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about being a new mom. With so much love, Z.
Oh, Z is cute. That's a cute little name.
That is a cute name.
Oh,
was a
gosh. This is, I feel like
It's a
I'm
whole
in this
episode.
space.
I feel like this is something that we always talk about and we always discuss individually about how important it is for us as women and mothers to be individuals and how difficult finding the balance of that. And, you know, we've said it a million times. You can have it all, just not all at the same time. You know, so I don't really know. I don't know if there's like a clear cut answer, Z, because I don't know what your support system is like as far as, you know, here's the thing. I'll say this because I'm just using the information that she's given. Since you have a partner that is supportive of you going back to work, maybe you decide creating content or exploring creative endeavors is the time that you would have carved out had you gone back to a corporate office or gone back to gone back to a space. So you have to treat it like that. So if that's what you want to pursue and you say, okay, well, my working day needs to be 9 to 1 or 9 to 5 or whatever that time is, and you have a husband who's willing to support your decision to do that, then treat it as such. Create the space that you need to be creative and explore what you want to do as a job, and define the time of where you are in the house as a mom and when you're in the house as a working person. And so I don't know if your child can go to childcare or there's activities or you have, you know, someone who can come in to do enrichment with your child. But I think the thing that you said too that also I want you to give grace if you're listening, Z, is when you said, I want to love being a mom. You do love being a mom. You're a mom. You've dedicated the last 2 years to being with your child, but it's okay to love being something else other than a mom too.
Yeah.
Like it's actually okay. One doesn't have to like cancel out the other.
I agree with Melanie. The only thing I was going to say slightly different, or rather just like another option, besides sort of splitting your day and utilizing your partner or childcare or whatever you two decide is best for your family, is also creating more structure in the day may be helpful. If it's just you from 9 to 5 and then, you know, dad comes home, then figure out how to make that 9 to 5 as productive as possible. Really plan your kids' nap time. Really plan your kids' screen time if that's what you're letting them do. Really plan out your day so that you're allowing yourself times to create, times to clean up and cook and whatever those chores are that you referenced. But just create more structure in your day so you know, oh, great, at this time I can do this thing as long as I get the baby to nap or whatever it is.
I agree with that. I feel like that's the nail on the head, is like scheduling. Schedule what your day looks like. If it's creative time, it's creative time. If it's mom time, it's mom time. If it's partner time, it's partner time. I feel like that helps a lot.
I actually would have a different perspective of that as someone who is trapped in a closet with my children all the time. I feel like she has a 2-year-old, which is really young. And sometimes it's really hard to have a schedule with a 2-year-old. And especially when you're at home alone with your child, it's just different. So I do feel like if she's home by herself with the baby, like while her husband's at work, I don't know like what their situation is. I feel like if she's a creative and she wants to create content, I would utilize your living, like what you're doing as your content. So it's like, if you know, I don't know what kind of content she created before, but she might need to like focus on the mom zone, because that's an easy way that's low pressure for you to create content from an organic way. And you're already doing these things. You know what I mean? Like, what are you feeding your baby? What does your day look like? You know what I mean? How are you entertaining your child? And like, set your camera up, you know what I mean? Get some footage that way. For me, that was really helpful because it wasn't easy for me to just create, creative time. And then also a lot of times when your child is so young, if they're not sleeping through the night, it's really hard to be like, okay, 9 to 10, I'm going to create. Like that 9 to 10, you might just be sitting there like,
Or that baby might be going off.
Or this is the first time that your brain is unplugging. And sometimes it just takes a minute to unplug from whatever experience you're having to get in the zone of creating. So I would just tell her to give herself a lot of grace. Your child is only 2. And for her to really just try to create from her organic space of whatever's happening in her life and allow that to be her content, and maybe not put too much pressure on yourself to have a full schedule, because it's really hard to do that when you do have a 2-year-old.
And leave them dishes in the sink.
I would
If
not
they need
do
to
that.
get left in the sink, okay, for a few hours until
I would
help
never do
arrives,
that.
leave them dishes in the sink. The
I wonder
chores,
what she creates
you just
about-
can't do everything all at once.
For sure.
All right, y'all. So for all things mama, follow us wherever you, all things mama, child. For all things Mama's Den, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Please make sure that you leave a 5-star review and a positive review. Like, for real, for real. We look at all the comments and we love y'all and we appreciate y'all. So let us know what you think. Bye.
If you have any questions for the mamas, hit us up at podcasts
With an S.
at blacklove.com, or you can DM us on IG at the Mama's Den Podcast.
And for more Black love stories, from motherhood to sisterhood to romantic love, and articles even on the Mama's Den, check out blacklove.com. See you next time.